Hey everyone, I'm Jeff and I'm a recovering alcoholic. I am new to the sobriety scene, which is why I'm doing this channel. Started this channel about 5 days ago, and today is the 23rd of October 2023, and on November 2nd I will have 5 months clean and sober from everything. And it's had such an impact on my life that I wanted to share this to the world. And it's exciting and inspiring to talk with people who, have years, 5, 10, 15, 20 years of sobriety. But it's equally inspiring to me for the person who's on their first day. They're on their first 24 hours of being sober when they really want to quit drinking. And it's just so inspiring to me that I wanted to start this video series to go on that journey with you, those people that are in their first days or months or weeks into sobriety. So I'm just giving you my experience, strength, and hope. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a guy who runs a business and had a big problem with alcohol. So I had so much that I wanted to talk. There are so many things to talk about, but this fifth video, I figured I'd go ahead and get into the meat of it because later on there's going to be so many topics I want to hit that actually fall under this. And I mentioned before that I do follow a 12-step program that has done wonders for me. It has gotten me to the point where I'm now, where so many times before, I would try to quit myself and I just couldn't quit. I drank for 25 years. I'm 55 years old. My drink of choice was more vodka all the time. I drank every day, and alcohol really influenced every aspect of my life. I was very ritualistic with my drinking. I had something, well, here's the infamous cup, this Yeti cup, and an 8-second pour. That's what I had. I would count to 8 with vodka, and that would pretty much bring it up to that level of where that crease is. And I figured that was 8 shots. And then I would splash it with Sprite Zero, and that was my drink of choice for a very long time. And I would do 5 of those a day. So easy math says that's 40 shots a day, roundabout. And sometimes I would do more. Sometimes I would do a 9-second count. So the bottom line is alcohol did rule my life. It became a god to me. So anyway, I follow this 12-step program in recovery, and everything has changed in my life in the last almost 5 months. And so there are many ways to do recovery. I have tried doing it on my own. I've tried white knuckling it, for short periods of time, and just didn't work for me. So this works for me. I encourage you to do whatever it takes. If you are willing and you want to quit using alcohol, period, then I would suggest do whatever it takes. This works for me. I happen to adore this program. I love it. I do it I've done it out of necessity because my life was a freaking mess, but I do it because I want to do it. I'm not made to do it through the court system or anything like that. But let's dive into this. Step 1 says, we admitted that we were powerless over alcohol and that our lives had become unmanageable. That is the first step of this 12-step program of recovery. We admitted that we were powerless over alcohol. Let's stop right there. I had to come to grips with the fact that my defense system was totally shut down from keeping me to put my hand on the hot stove again. I had no defense system over that first drink. And I would do, so I had no defense over the first drink, and 1,000 drinks wasn't enough. So, I would basically drink, 40 shots a day, and then have to start the process all over again for other reasons I'm going to talk about in a minute here. But I would do things that I would later regret, and I would tell myself all the time that I'm never going to do this again. I'm finally going to stop this time. I'm finally going to stop. But I kept doing them. I said I'm not going to do these things anymore, but I would just keep doing them over and over again. In spite of my regrets and my denials, my vows that I was going to quit, my cover-ups, my double life, my facades, I would continue to do the same thing over and over and over again. So I had to come to that point where I was truly powerless over taking a drink. And even if I quit, for a short amount of time, I would go back and relapse. And that's going to be another thing I talk about one day, is relapsing. I've relapsed probably 100 times, all on my own. And this time around, using this 12-step program of recovery is working, and it's exciting to me, which is why I'm here. But I knew that I would find no enduring strength until I admitted complete defeat. And that's hard for us humans to do. It's hard for us to admit that we are powerless over anything. It really goes against our human nature to admit that. But that's what we got to do when we are addicted. When you are totally dependent on an inanimate object like alcohol or drugs, you're going to have to get to that point where you realize you are powerless. And it's then and only then, when I admitted complete defeat, that I became willing to be open-minded so I could listen. So I could just listen. This program that I'm in, there's no rules. They don't make you do certain things. My job here and the job of the program that I follow is that, we're just there trying to help one more alcoholic or one more drug addict who suffers, who wants to quit. So that's just a little bit about powerlessness. Again, I'm going to go back and reference powerlessness many times in the future as the more videos I do. But I feel like I needed to at least address it, that we admitted that we were powerless over alcohol and that our lives had become unmanageable. So let's talk about the unmanageable part. Your life becomes unmanageable, in my case, when I have to start and end my day with a drink, because my withdrawal process starts over the next day. Actually, every time I sleep and wake up, the withdrawals kick in, and I would start shaking uncontrollably. I would throw up. When I'm brushing my teeth, I would dry heave every morning when I wake up, and the shakes is really what got to me every day. So that is unmanageable when I have to start my day with vodka, with one of those Yeti cups of my concoction that I did. That was mostly vodka, let's be honest. Splash of Sprite Zero doesn't make it a mixed drink, it just makes it a splash. So another thing that made it unmanageable for me is I couldn't focus on the important things in life. I couldn't focus on the people that I cared about. I couldn't look out the way I should for my family or my close friends. I couldn't focus on my business like I wanted to. All I wanted to do was every facet of my life was wrapped around alcohol. And so I had to, again, come to grips that my life was unmanageable. And yes, I wrote down notes to keep me in track because, again, I'm not a professional speaker. So if you see me looking down, I wrote down some things to keep me on track because I tend to wander off in my head sometimes. But I couldn't be a normal drinker. I started out as a normal drinker. I think everybody starts out as, yeah, I'll have a drink. Most people, I think, start out as a normal drinker. Today, I call normal drinkers earth people. I wasn't an earth person at all. So what happens is I started out, like most people, you start out drinking, to let your hair down a little bit, have fun, tell a few jokes. But then if you keep doing that over and over and over again, over time, your drinking becomes an emotional dependency. So that means if somebody pisses me off at work or in my business or a coworker or a colleague, the first thing I want to do is to go have a drink because I'm pissed off, mad about something. Or if I'm happy, or if I'm sad. I'm single. I'm not trying to say anything other than the fact that I'm single, but it was a trigger, if my spouse or girlfriend at the time, made me mad or made me sad. I mean, the first thing I wanted to do was get a drink. If I was down in the dumps, first thing I would want to do is get a drink. Emotional dependency. So it went from harmless and innocent drinking to moved on to emotional dependency, which moves on. It will eventually. It might not be there for you now, but it will eventually. We'll move on to physical dependency. And physical dependency doesn't replace emotional dependency. Now you got both of them to deal with. And so physical dependency is like what I was just talking about, is every day I woke up with withdrawals, so I had to fix it with a drink. That's sad. So powerless, this is just about 12 minutes on powerless and unmanageable lives. I'm going to hit on this in the future, and I'm going to keep going back to this, but I want to get this stuff out of the way. There's 11 more to go, but I want to end this with hope. I always like to talk about experience, strength, and hope. I give you a little bit of experience. I tell you some strength and where I'm pulling from, and I'm going to give you some hope. The program I'm working works 100% of the time if you work it, and it's not that tedious. It's not that painstaking to work. It's just a few simple steps. And again, nobody's judging you. I'm certainly not. But there are 3 things. Now, bear with me. I don't want to lose you as soon as I start talking about this thing. But giving you hope, in my opinion, this is what helps me, okay? I can only go with my experience. But what helps me are 3 things. And we're going to talk about this later, but I had to stay plugged in to a power greater than myself. For me, that's God. I don't hit stop. I know you might be Buddhist, you might be Muslim, you might be agnostic, just bear with me. I'm not here trying to send you to church, okay? I go to church, I believe in God. That's me. A power greater than yourself could be another former recovering alcoholic who's got more sober time than you. That could be a power. I would say that's, for me, drinking every day, a power greater than myself at that time was somebody who was sober and who was once just like me. So, get what I'm saying? I had to rely on a power greater than myself. Number 2, I had to hang around people who were where I want to be in recovery. And number 3, I had to work these steps. Those 3 things are allowing me today to live a life that I never thought was possible. a life where I'm clear-headed, my health is getting better, my family situations are getting better, with my kids. All my kids are grown and gone, but they're talking to me now. I'm gaining greater friendships, business is going great. Everything's manageable, and I'm no longer under the thumb of that dependency. But I have to stay plugged into those three things. So there is hope, folks. All right, I'm gonna get off here. Talked way too long again. But step one, if you have, please leave me comments. I love seeing them. And tell me where you are. I'm just 5 months in, almost. And I'm loving life after 2.5 decades of heavy drinking and, depression, suicidal thoughts. And here I am now, total transformation. So that's why I feel so inclined to do these videos to help one more person today. So y'all take care. I'm proud of you for watching this. I'm proud of you for checking out other videos that are talking about sobriety. Sobriety freaking rocks, and you will love it if you're not there already. Talk to you later. Bye.